All right, y'all. So this is Love and Hip Hop Miami. This is season 1, the season finale. Yay! But it starts off with, Trick and Trina. They're at this radio station talking about their album and also talking about having this backyard barbecue, I guess, to promote the album or something like that. So after the interview, they're talking and she's like, Joy told me what you said or whatever. So, about y'all moving forward with this divorce. So can we move forward here? And he's like, man, I don't know, because I know I act hard and everything, but I got feelings too or whatever. And Trina is like, I understand that, but she's dating now or whatever. And he's like, yeah, because I let her. And I'm just like, oh my God, Trick. Like, really, we going back here with this? You know what I'm saying? And pretty much he's saying uh he ain't gonna be happy and she ain't gonna be happy unless she's with him and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, here we go, back at square one. Anyways, then we have Pretty Ricky. They're trying to get on the same page about their image. Slickum, he had like a dick picture or something like that floating around, and I think I remember seeing it on the blogs, but I don't remember how I looked, so it must have not been that great if I don't remember, cause yeah. But anyways, so they talk about that and how Pleasure had to unfollow him because of that, and then they talk about him taking his pants off when they was performing on stage and everything. And he's like, I mean, well, we always been a raunchy group or whatever. And Baby Gap, he like, yeah, but we grown now. We got to kind of tone it down a little bit. So they talk about their situation, and then P gets on the situation with Shay. And Baby Gap is like, listen, we already talked about that. I already said how I felt. You're not going to control who I work with and yada, yada, yada. And P is like, well, I'm bringing it to the group because these, we got to be on the same page here. And it's about us being brothers and stuff like that. And P is like, you should have called me. And Baby Gap, he's like, I mean, well, listen. You right. Maybe I should have called you and at least gave you a heads up or whatever. So my fault on that. So then we have Gunplay. He's meeting with this guy. I forgot the guy's name, but he calls him a Babalu or something. I hope I'm not mispronouncing what it is. But in his religion, that means the high priest or the highest priest or whatever. So he's meeting with him. And y'all know Gunplay, all the stuff that he's been going through. He's just trying to cleanse himself. They're at the beach or whatever. And they have like these fruits. And they're giving up the fruits to the ocean as an offering. And I forgot exactly what they called the ocean. But pretty much she's like the goddess or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So then, he invites Kiara. She shows up and everything. He says that he realizes that he was wrong. He apologizes. She explained how she feels, and she feels as though, you already said sorry, for some shit, and it's just like it's getting redundant, and now I feel like you're just playing me. And, she's like, I want you to go to rehab. And he feels like, so you just pretty much saying, fuck all the other good days that we done had for these bad days and this, that, and third. And I was like, all right, Gunplay. And I done told y'all plenty of times before I love Gunplay, but yeah, don't be trying to throw that excuse in there when we know you have a serious issue here. You being addicted to drugs is a serious issue here. You know what I'm saying? And it has to be addressed. It has to be put out there, especially because it's affecting your relationship. And, she's like, listen, you almost 40. The excuses is getting played out here. I'm over it, And she's like, listen, let me tell you something. I've been through my own shit. I've been shot up, 3 times. And, I've been depressed and this, that, and the third. But, I'm just trying to go up from here. You know what I'm saying? And being in a relationship with you like this is just going to do nothing but bring me down. And pretty much that's the ultimatum. Either he go to rehab or he lose her. So I think they are still together though. I think I remember him saying on his interview in the Breakfast Club that they were still together. So best of luck to them. But anyways, so then we have the TNT. backyard barbecue, and a whole bunch of different things was going on here. So Tip, she drags Bobby to the barbecue to make shit right with Trina. Bobby is not feeling Trina right now after she, came at him the way she did at the event or whatever. And you guys know how I felt about that, like, about and I kind of wish he would have got on Tip's ass a little bit more, and because of the simple fact that Tip kind of co-signed to what Super Cindy was saying in last week's episode, just like, like I told y'all last week, just kind of, escalating the situation, adding fuel to the fire, you know what I'm saying? And once again, not letting it be known that Bobby was asked the question, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, so, Tip is like, listen, you got to take some responsibility into the situation, because you did kind of trash her. Once again, I don't feel like Bobby trashed her. I just felt like he just said what the fuck it was, you know what I'm saying, as far as their relationship is concerned. But whatever. So anyways, we have Veronica and Hollywood in the car together, showing up to they on their way to the barbecue and everything, and he, of course, he's still trashing Amara, and I'm just not even about to give this situation too much energy at this point, because I'm just so over it with all of them, and Veronica is like, well, you can't fuck with Amara if you gonna be fucking with me and we gonna be getting this money. Y'all already know how I feel about shit like that. Although in this situation, once again, Amara shouldn't even want to work with his clown ass any goddamn way, but whatever. So, Amara, she's telling JoJo about what happened with Veronica and everything. And then she talks about, how My Little Pony showed up, Steph showed up or whatever, and she showed up with Veronica, knowing that they got this situation going on, and she understands that, Steph is trying to be the peacemaker and everything. And JoJo was like, no, My Little Pony, she plays both sides of the fence, but continue, in which I think a lot of us do kind of feel that way. At first it was kind of like, okay, maybe she is trying to be neutral, but now it's seeming like, yeah, you is playing both sides of the fence here. Like, it's one thing to be neutral or whatever and really not want your friends to really just have this conflict, but then there's another thing when it's looking like you just, you on both sides of the shit, you know what I'm saying? And that's not cool. But anyways, so Steph, she shows up and she lets Amara know that she had the best intentions or whatever, but she's not gonna get into the middle of their shit no more. And Amara is like, that's cool, but I just feel sorry for you because you haven't gotten to know the real Veronica like me and JoJo have. So as they're having this conversation, Veronica and Hollywood shows up or whatever. And then, and I don't think Veronica heard what they said or whatever, because they kind of wrapped up what they were saying right before she, walked in with Hollywood. So Veronica, she just shows up, she automatically starts going in on JoJo, going in on Amara, and Veronica's like, I don't know where you gonna get your music from now. I'm like, that record company that signed her a multi-million-dollar deal, that's who she gonna get her music from, and whoever whatever connections that they get her that they hook her up with. Yeah, okay. So like I said, Veronica is just going in, and then, she starts to address JoJo, and she hops up on the table, I guess trying to get JoJo back. At least that's what it seemed like to me. Like she was trying to get JoJo back from when JoJo, splashed the water in her face from the last time they had their sit down. So Amara, she jumps up on the table, and it looked like she grabbed Veronica a little bit, but security got in between them or whatever, so it was kind of hard to tell. It don't really look like no major punches was thrown, but maybe Amara might have just kind of grabbed her hair a little bit, maybe had a hit or two. Like I said, it was kind of hard to tell, but of course they separate them. Veronica's still saying her shit, Amara's still saying her shit. They start, speaking in Spanish or whatever, throwing insults and all this carrying on that they was doing. Amara, she sees Steph going over there with Veronica in Hollywood, and and Amara is pissed off because she's like, fuck her too. Like, she done obviously picked her side or whatever, and she chose the wrong side and everything. I said, ooh, you ain't never lied about that. I mean, shit. Amara got the multi-million-dollar deal. I'm just saying. But anyway. Anyway, so yeah, Amara is like, fuck My Little Pony too. You know what I'm saying? And Amara had me cracking up because she's saying to security, let me just hit Veronica just one time. Just let me get her one time and I'll be good. It'll be all good. But Amara know they not going to let her do that. And listen, Amara got her shit with her too. And I told you guys last week I did understand some of the points that Veronica was making. Amara got her shit with her too, but I still do want to see her win, and yeah, you know what I'm saying. So and didn't y'all find it funny how Hollywood didn't get on Veronica or whatever and was trash and didn't trash Veronica about getting ratchet, considering that she the one who hopped up first this time, like how he tried to do Amara in the last episode. He was sitting up here talking all this shit about Amara and everything when Amara, tried to hit Veronica last week. But now this week, he telling Veronica, yo, you gotta chill out. You gotta chill out. And mind you, when they was in the limo, he was telling Veronica how he was trying to get away from all that ratchet stuff or whatever. He got in some shit before that, kind of brought down his image a little bit or whatever. But Veronica just did some shit. She, was launching at motherfuckers first, but now, I'm sorry, y'all, but now, because it's Veronica, it's just, you gotta calm down with that shit. Like, fuck out of here, Hollywood. You a motherfucking clown. But anyway, so, I'm gonna have to call her back. I'm sorry, y'all, somebody was calling me. But anyways, so Jeffrey shows up with some flowers for Malik. Malik feels like it was a stab in the back or whatever. I was like, just like how you and Jeffrey did Bobby. Okay, yeah. So Jeffrey is like, I know it was a major step for Malik and everything. And once again, that's the problem. Malik should have been coming out for him. Not for you or anybody else, but for him. But whatever. So they kiss, make up, who cares? So Bobby, Tip, she drags Bobby to Trina's trailer to apologize and everything, and he's still like, how you even know she want to talk to me or whatever. So they come into the trailer, and Tip is like, listen, I want you guys to hash this out. I'm gonna go outside, y'all make it do what it do. So, Bobby feels like that he was hurt too and everything. And he tries to tell Trina, listen, I wasn't talking shit or whatever. And Trina is like, you should just never mention my name ever. Stop trying to get clout off my name. And I'm just like, okay, Trina, like, whatever, So, they pretty much make up. And, Trina says that she is going to give Bobby a chance. So then Joy, she shows up to the barbecue. And she's pissed off because Trina told her what, Trick has said about this whole divorce situation. And she's like, what is going on here? And, he's like, I changed my mind. I don't know. And she's like, no, ain't no changing your mind. You fucking up my life here right now. And he's like, listen, I ain't happy. So therefore you not going to be happy or whatever and everything. And it's just more of the same thing or whatever. And she's over it. She walks away from him. Moving on. Then we get Malik and Jeffrey walking. And so conveniently, they run into Bobby. Okay, Mona. Bobby is talking to Tip. They, talking, having a good time or whatever. And Malik once again is like, oh, there goes that tired ass creature. And I'm just like, Mona, please don't bring him back. Please don't bring him back next season. Please don't bring him back next season, okay? So, Jeffrey is trying to pull Malik away and is like, nah, just leave it alone, leave it alone. And, Malik is like, nah, because I got to let him know what's up and everything. So Bobby, he tells Tip, he's like, hold on real quick because I got to handle this shit. And, Bobby is like, so what's up? You know what I'm saying? And like Malik start popping his shit or whatever, and Bobby is like, listen, you came in between what me and Jeffrey had, and Malik is like, y'all ain't have shit or whatever. And Jeffrey is like, well, he supported me at my single release party and everything. And Bobby was also like, while you was sitting at home lonely, and Malik is like, oh no, never that. And then Malik's sitting up here talking about Bobby, and he's sitting up here saying how he's a boss and Bobby is just a makeup artist and all this other stuff. And Bobby is like, you know why I make chump change or whatever, this, that, and the third, because I don't know what Bobby said to Malik. I don't know if he was trying to say because he don't, be fucking or sucking. I don't know what they bleeped out, but Malik, he just gets, y'all know how Malik do. He gets into his mode and he got the nerve to be talking about Bobby and calling Bobby a queen and all this other stuff. What the fuck was you doing right now? Matter of fact, what the fuck was you doing last week? You want to sit up here and try to act like you're just such this masculine gay dude, but you're feminine too. It ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, if you're a feminine gay dude, it's totally nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? But don't sit up here and fault somebody else for being that way and being proud and, out with it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I can't deal with Malik, y'all. I'm sorry. I can't deal with Malik. But, so he's like, I'll put my foot up your ass and all this other stuff. And Bobby is like, Negro, please, I'll jump across this motherfucking car on your bitch ass, okay? And I was just sitting there like, ooh, Bobby, I know you trying to change. I know you trying to, show Trina that you can, tone down or whatever. But in this moment, I just wanted you to come across that fucking car on Malik's bitch ass. I wanted him to... Ooh, y'all know how bad I wanted him to jump across that car. But anyways, so Malik is egging him on. A producer comes and tells them to cut it out or whatever. Bobby, he walks away like, hi, you're mad. I win, you lose. And I was cracking up. I said, I know that's right, Bobby. So, Malik is just still going off and everything. He's pushing producers and stuff. They closed the gate off where Jeffrey was at. And he's like, let me out of here. Let me out of here. And all this other stuff just going off. And then, yeah, him and Jeffrey, they leave. Whatever. So, P, he comes to see Joy and everything. And she tells him that Trick is still on the bullshit pretty much. And next thing you know, Dawn shows up, and right after Dawn, Shay ends up showing up, and I was looking at Dawn like, now you supposed to be friends with both Shay and Joy. I don't know, it just seemed suspicious. It seems like some Mona shit in the, making, but, okay. So, Shay, she addresses, Pleasure. She's like, hey, she says to Dawn, hey, friend, and she says to P, hey, ex-lover, and then says to Joy, and hey, snitch, or whatever, and, she's like, that she feels that Joy and P done fucked or whatever because he never brought Joy around her when they was together. And then, P is like, no, it was nothing like that. It just was bad timing. And it was just like, yeah, whatever. So anyways, Shay, she's like, well, let's address this snitching shit. You sitting up here running back telling him shit or whatever. And Joy is like, I can't tell my friend what his girlfriend doing or whatever. And Shay is like, listen, he wasn't my man at the time when you saw me and Scrappy in the club, okay? And then Joy is like, well, how would I know that and everything? And, Shay is like, stop running your mouth. And then Joy is like, I could run my mouth all I want to and And, Joy is like, he told me that you was a thought or whatever. And Shay is like, oh, he didn't tell you about the Jamaican girl that he was dealing with. And Joy is like, well, that's none of my concern. And it's like, yeah, come on, Joy, like, you sitting up here worried about Shay and what she doing. You need to worry about, you need to worry about your friend and what he doing. You know what I'm saying? He ain't all innocent either. You know what I mean? But anyways, and he was messing around with Gabby while he was with Shay. So yeah, But this whole situation was just stupid to me because it's just kind of like, okay, Shay, you and Pleasure not even together at this point anyway. So why is we even doing all of this? Why is we even going through all this? You know what I mean? So Shay gets up or whatever, and then Joy gets up, and she's saying, this ain't what you want, da da da. And then next thing you know, Shay then grabbed Joy by her hair. I said, Lord, Joy, you gotta be on your P's and Q's a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who would have really won if they would have really got down like that for real, but it's like, yeah, Joy, she got you on that one, well, I guess caught you off guard on that one by her pulling your hair and shit like that. And Joy, she trying to run after Shay or whatever, and Shay, she looking around, she like, where's she at or whatever. She's like, there you is, bitch. And I was just like, oh my fucking God, And, of course, security is in the middle. They not going to let them, get to each other and everything. And Pleasure is like, no, let Joy go because, she, hit her for no reason and everything. This, that, and the third. And, Pleasure, he apologizing to Joy. He hugging her and everything. And I know Joy was upset because she wanted to get Shay's ass and everything. But shit, I guess we'll see what happens on the reunion. I don't know if, because I haven't even seen the previews for this reunion. I don't know if Joy is going to have a chance to get at her or whatever. But hey, anyway, so Shay and Dawn, they get in the car to leave or whatever. And Shay is like, I think Trick needs to know what his hoe been doing and all this other stuff with Pleasure. And I'm just like, oh, Lord. But, that was the episode, you guys. That everybody was giving they closing thoughts or whatever. We do find out that JoJo actually did take her mom's side. And, of course, her dad cut her off. But she gonna be all right, And then, yeah, I don't really care about nobody else. Yeah, I know I don't really talk about the closing thoughts at this point, no way, because I don't be caring. But anyways, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys come back, share the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. All right, y'all. See y'all.